So now we are going to discuss about the another topic, context of development. Development does not take place in a vacuum. As we all know, it is always embedded in a particular socio-cultural context. So transition during one's lifetime, such as entering school, becoming an adolescent, finding jobs, marrying, having children, retirement, etc., all are joint functions of the biological changes and changes in one's environment. The environment can change or alter during any time of the individual's life span. Yuri Bronfenbrenner's contextual view of development emphasizes the role of environmental factors in the development of an individual. The microsystem in this model is the immediate environment setting in which the individual lives. It is in these settings where the child directly interacts with social agents, the family, peers, teachers, and neighborhood. The mesosystem consists of relations between these contexts. For instance, how a child's parents relate to the teachers, or how the parents view the adolescent's friends, are experiences likely to influence an individual's relationships with others. The exosystem includes events in social settings where the child does not participate directly but they influence the child's experiences in the immediate context. For example, the transfer of father or mother may cause tension among the parents, which might affect their interactions with the child or the general amenities available to the child, like quality of schooling, libraries, medical care, means of entertainment, etc. Now, the macro system includes a culture in which the individual lives. Chronosystem involves events in the individual's life course and socio-historical circumstances of the time, such as divorce of parents or parents' economic setback and their effect on the child. In a nutshell, Brenner's view is that a child's development is significantly affected by the complex world that envelops her him, whether it be the minutiae of the conversations he has with her his playmates or the social and economic life circumstances into which he is born. Research has shown that children in impoverished environments have unstimulating environment devoid of books, magazines, toys, etc. Lack experiences such as visits to library, museum, zoo, etc. Have parents who are ineffective as role models and live in overcrowded and noisy surroundings. As a result of these conditions, children are at a disadvantage and have difficulties in learning. Durganand Sinha, 1977, has presented an ecological model for understanding the development of children in Indian contexts. Ecology of the child could be viewed in terms of two concentric layers. The upper and the more visible layers consist of home, school, peer groups, and so on. The most important ecological factors influencing development of the child in the visible upper layer constitute the first, home, its conditions in terms of overcrowding, space available to each member, toys, technological devices used, etc. Second, nature and quality of schooling, facilities to which the child is exposed. And third, nature of interactions and activities undertaken with peer groups from childhood onwards. These factors do not operate independently but constantly interact with one another. Since these are also embedded in a larger and a more pervasive setting, the surrounding layers of the child's ecology constantly influence the upper layer factors. However, their influences are not always clearly visible. The elements of the surrounding layer of ecology constitute the first general geographical environment. It includes space and facilities for play and other activities available outside the home, including general congestion of the locality and density of population, to institutional setting provided by caste, class, and other factors, and third, general amenities available to the child like drinking water, electricity, means of entertainment, and so on. The visible and the surrounding layer factors interact with one another and may have different consequences for development in different people. The ecological environment can change or alter during any time of the individual's lifespan. Therefore, to understand differences in the functioning of an individual, it is important to see the individual in the context of his experiences. Now, overview of developmental stages. So, development is commonly described in terms of periods or stages. You must have observed that your younger brother or sister or parents and even yourself all behave in different ways. So, if we observe people living in our neighborhood, we would find that they too do not behave in a similar manner. This variation is partly because everyone is in a different stage of life. Human life proceeds throughout different stages. For example, we are at present in the stage of adolescence, and after a few years, we will enter the stage of adulthood. Developmental stages are assumed to be temporary and are often characterized by a dominant feature or a leading characteristic which gives each period its uniqueness. During a particular stage, individual progresses towards an assumed goal, a state or ability that he must achieve in the same order as other persons before progressing to the next stage in the sequence. Of course, individuals do vary with respect to the time or rate of development from one stage to another. So here it may be noted that certain patterns of behavior and certain skills are learned more easily and successfully during certain stages. These accomplishments of a person become the social expectations of that stage of development. They are known as developmental tasks. So now we will discuss about the different stages of development and their main features. First, prenatal stage. The period from conception to birth is known as the prenatal period. Typically, it lasts for about 40 weeks. We know by now that the genetic blueprint guides our development during the prenatal period and after birth. Both genetic and environmental factors affect our development during different periods of prenatal stage. Prenatal development is also affected by maternal characteristics, which include mother's age, nutrition, and emotional state. Disease or infection carried by the mother can adversely affect prenatal development. For example, rubella or German measles, genital herpes, and human immunodeficiency virus, that is HIV, are believed to cause genetic problems in the newborn. Another source of threat to prenatal development is teratogens, environmental agents that cause deviations in normal development that can lead to serious abnormalities or death. Common teratogens include drugs, infections, radiations, and pollution, intake of drugs, marijuana, heroin, cocaine, etc. Alcohol, tobacco, etc. by women during pregnancy may have harmful effects on the fetus and increase the frequency of congenital congenital abnormalities, radiations such as X rays, and certain chemicals near industrial areas can cause permanent change in the genes. Environmental pollutants and toxic wastes like carbon monoxide, mercury, and lead are also sources of danger to the unborn.